Welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. My name is Ido Victoria. If this is your first time here, you are welcome. This is Gifting Vlogs. Here I talk mainly about teenagers' lifestyle, ranging from their social life, emotional lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, and so on. So, if this is your first time here, you are welcome. Like I said earlier, please do subscribe, like, share, comment, and leave a comment down below. And if you really enjoy this video, you can give it a massive thumbs up. And for my returning subscribers, those are for you. You are welcome back. Now today we'll just be talking about some things that basically revolve around teenagers and young adults. So today, let me start with this short story. There was once upon a time there lived a child. The child was bubbling with life and excitement. She was so happy to be born into the world, and it could obviously be seen with the broad smile on her lips. Then this child starts growing. From childhood, the child start growing till teenagehood. Now, after some time, the child that was once bubbling with joy reclined into herself. She developed a shell around herself, and there was no explanation that could be given. People wondered what could have happened to her, but she alone knew the answer to this question. And if you know the answer too, you can put it down in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed the short story. Now, today, and that story leads me directly to the topic we are going to be treating today, which is called teenhood trauma. I might not necessarily put the topic in the I might not necessarily put the title down, but I'm not sure. So today we'll be talking about teenhood trauma. As we have childhood trauma, we also have teenhood trauma. And what does teenhood mean? Teenhood is basically created. I got it from teenager basically. And trauma refers to any form of emotional wound leading to a psychological injury. That is basically what trauma means. So when you are now combining teenhood and trauma together, it gives us teenhood trauma, and it is defined. It means experience or an event by a teen from childhood that is emotionally painful or distressful, which often results in lasting mental and physical events. Do you know that many people actually face this problem? But the level at which people face it is different from each other. It differs. And the reason why I'm addressing this issue is because it is more prevalent in teens and young adults. And we don't know how to go about this. How do we address this issue? This is coming for the very first time. And what your brain is just telling you at that point is that, oh, you can just keep it to yourself. This is personal to you. You don't need to tell anybody. Just keep quiet. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. Are you kidding? Keep quiet. Why do you want to keep quiet? Tell me. If you keep quiet, there is a proverb that says that a problem shared is half solved. I know sharing this thing can be very, very difficult. It can be something very hard to do at that point in time. But the best thing to do is just to what? To share it. To share it. And our parents, most of our parents, they're ignorant. They don't know what we pass through. When you see like the story I gave earlier, when you see a child that plays, it's a girl or a boy that plays, and so after some time the boy start keeping to himself, the lady start keeping to herself, and you don't even bother to ask, and you feel, oh, it's normal. It is not normal. And that's why so many people are finding using so many ways to cure this thing. And you see some people, they will fall into depression, they want to use drug addiction. That's when peer pressure comes in, and they want to address this issue themselves, and it is not the right way. They are not doing the right thing. So that's why I'm trying to make a video about this thing. I'm still going to talk more. I'll be doing a series on about this. I'll be doing a series, so we'll talk more about this thing trauma as God helps. Now, a study shows that 61% of teens from age 13 to 17, they had been exposed to at least one traumatic experience in their lifetime. So you are not the only one. It's not peculiar to you. Somebody has gone through that problem. Somebody has gone through that same thing, and they've tried coping with it. So don't keep it to yourself. Please and please don't keep it to yourself. So the things to note about our mental health as teenagers is that during the teenage years, the brain circuitry, the brain circuitry regulating emotional responses is changing. So as a result, underlying patterns and behaviours becomes greatly heightened and less functional. Most of all, this shift explains the urgency and what in of seeing emotional reaction. It's because our brain is changing, the way we respond to things is changing. So many people that they don't take notice of all these things, if you talk to them anyhow, they don't really care. When they are young, they still laugh at you. As soon as they are growing up like this, they start reclining, like they start keeping to themselves. If you do anything to them, the way they will even look at you, this is because our brain is undergoing some emotional. I'm not a psychologist, so I don't really know much about this, but I'm talking based on some of the causes of this trauma. What are the causes? The first one is violence. A teenager that has gone through violence or abuse, or the first one is violence, the second one is abuse, the third one is rape. Many things are going through our body system. Our, like, the changes that happens in our bodies, our brain is still trying to process it. Not to now talk of facing being traumatized at that point. I tell you, it's kind of like a blow to us, because our bodies are going through a lot of things and we are trying to cope, and then this is happening to us again. And it can happen probably when you did not do something well and your parents are trying to communicate it to you in the best way they understand, and they are trying to shout at you, why don't you do this, that thing is combining with what is going on in your brain, and you're like, excuse me, what is happening? See, God, at some point I had this same thing. I was under pressure. Okay, this is what my mate is doing. Okay, this is what they are doing at this point in time. Okay, how can I achieve this? How can I do this? How can I do, without understanding the fact that many of us, our journeys are different. That's why you don't compare one child to the other child. So if you have parents that are doing this, it is best to advise them to stop. Because if you are comparing a child to the second child, and you're like, you see your mate there, you don't know the kind of impression you are creating in the brain of that thing, in the brain of that child, and it can cause a lasting blow to the child, and it can even ruin the child's self-esteem. So I don't know, this topic is a very very sensitive topic. So it can be caused by violence, it can be caused by abuse. Probably if you are a victim of broken homes and your parents are not on good talking time, it will affect the relationship they have with you. What are the reactions of teenagers to this trauma? The first one is sadness. They are sad. They don't have anybody to communicate with. They don't have anybody to trust. Like, and I figure out that that's the point. Parents needs to pay more attention to their children. Oh, okay, try to, they feel reclined. Okay, I'm going to tell you the reason why they don't want to speak out. I'm going to tell you the reason. But then parents, a sensitive parents will know that, okay, this is not my child. This is the way he or she does before. And that's why you see some teenagers, they cry silently. They are not happy. Even if they leave that school, they are withdrawn, they are sad, they have this guilt. They have the guilt that, oh, I'm okay, I'm the one causing this thing to myself. Like, I'm the causal organism. Let me use that. I'm the causal organism. Meanwhile, you are not. You are not. It is normal. You are not. They are overreacting to minor things. Some people that when they were still young, they can still take some things, but after some time, they just, when you do something very small, the way they react aggressively, especially those that have younger ones. Like, if the younger ones are trying to, oh, my sister did this, that, they feel like you don't understand what is happening. They don't want to allow anybody into their world. So if you try to want to, like, tamper or do anything wrong to them, they will react aggressively. So the other thing is that they think, repetitively thinking about, and when you think about something too much, you feel depressed, because you don't have answer to you don't have answer to your question, to the numerous questions that are springing up. You don't have answers to them, and then before you know it, depression set in. And some teenagers try to cope with this mechanism. Teenagers try to cope with this trauma by drinking, some people fall into the wrong hands, into the wrong company, and they are lured into so many activities that are bad. So I'm telling you, this is a very sensitive topic. Now, what are of the fear of people? They are afraid of being condemned, ostracized. They are afraid of being condemned and ostracized. and they don't want to upset their parents. Oh, my, probably you have been a child that your parents even loves most, and this is happening to you. Because you don't want to upset or offend your parents, you just keep quiet. Hmm. Because you don't want to acknowledge the reality that no, no, I can't believe it. No, no, this did not happen to me. No, 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 I can't believe it. I'm not the one. I'm not the victim of this. Especially those that are raped. Ah, hmm. Especially those that are raped, they don't still want to accept that reality. So they don't want to talk to anybody. Now, because they believe they need to be strong for other people. And this happened to a lot of people. You don't know they are depressed though, and they still keep giving advice. It's happened to me as an individual. I'm depressed. Like I'm still struggling with some things, but then I'll still be smiling. I'll still be jovial. I'll still laugh. You don't know that anything happens. When I now get to my room, that's when you see that you start crying. Start this thing is very serious. Like I said, it is very serious. So don't believe everybody that is smiling, that is jovial outside is fine inside. You don't know what they go through in their secret place. You don't know what they go through in their place, like where they are. You don't know. So the last one is they feel safe talking with friends and peers, and that's why some people they get into the wrong hands. Yes, I told you earlier that you need to speak out, and I'm still going to address the solution of speaking out. But then you have to be very careful so that you don't fall into the wrong hands. There are series of stories of people that go through this problem and feel like, oh, they should open up to friends, that their friends will understand them more, and at the end of the day the friend did something more bad to them. So but most of our parents, God will help us, most of our parents are not, they are not sensitive enough to know what some people, there are some parents that are actually sensitive, not all. But then this allows so many teenagers to fall into the prey of their friends, to fall into the hands of their friends, to fall into peer pressure. Now the last but not least is they don't know how to express themselves. How will I express myself that will make you understand better? How? I don't even know. How will I explain what's happening to me that will make you understand and able to feel my pain? That is also another fear that is making many teenagers keep quiet. They don't want to say anything out. With everything that is bothering them, they still put that smiley face. Oh, especially for people that are jovial, they still smile, but in deep they go through a lot of things. Now what is the solution to this tunnel through trauma? The solution I will be speaking about today is speaking out. Speak out. Speak out, say it out, share it. But you have to be very careful when you are doing this thing, because not many people are to be trusted, not many people are reliable. Because I did this thing and I also fell into the wrong hands. So you don't like, especially if you don't have parents that are sensitive, especially if you don't have parents that understand you, and you want to use your friend to replace that person, or you want to use somebody else, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful of those people that you speak to. You have to know, you have to look for somebody that is trustworthy, someone that you know that okay, if you open your heart to, the person will not make jest or the person will not laugh at you. Because some people at the, even at the point of going to open up themselves to people, they even get advices that make them commit suicide, where suicidal thoughts start setting in. So that's why I'm saying you have to be very careful about these things. You have to be very careful about talking to people. You have to be very careful of the people you pour out yourself to. And I'm someone like, I don't really talk to many people. I don't really, though I talk to people, I laugh with them and all of that. We can talk, but for me to now pour out my heart to you, like, you just few people. So and that's it, because not many people are to be trusted, not many people are reliable because of what is going on this our world. So the only solution that I have in mind, probably in the next video I'll be doing, I'm going to be speaking about solution because I don't want this video to be too long. So the only solution I have in mind is that you need to speak out. And for someone like me now, that if you are bringing it to the spiritual sense, okay, the Holy Spirit is someone you can speak more to. Like you can open your up yourself. Okay, this is what I'm going through. This is what. But for people that don't have, or people that are not believers, or someone that you are just a thing that you are just neutral, person, someone that you can trust. So I've come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you really do enjoy it and you're able to get lessons from this video. And like I said earlier, I've said I'm going to be doing series, and I've not even forgotten the video I promised the last time. I'm going to do everything. So watch out for content like this. Watch out for so many mind-blowing content. So I've come to the end of this video. Did you learn one or two things? You can put it down in the comment section below. If you love this video, you can give it a massive thumbs up. If you have someone that is going through this teen trauma, you can share this video, create this awareness that teen trauma, it is not peculiar to you. Everybody has everything, goes through the same challenge, goes through the same problem, but the method you apply to take care of it individual differs with individual. So stay in God, stay safe, stay blessed, take care of yourself, and see you in the next video. Bye.